This week on our non-Golden Globe nominated podcast, we're talking about a lot of superhero news like we always do. I don't know, guys. My heart's just not in it anymore now that we haven't been nominated for a Golden Globe.
He really thought it was coming this year.
Shut the whole thing down. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see you on the other side of the credits. Bruno, do the thing. It's time for Nerd Here Weekly.
We're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
It's better not awaken anything in me.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
I'm responsible for my own happiness. I can't even be responsible for my own breakfast.
We have Santa Claus. Assemble.
Welcome to Nerd Here Weekly, the entertainment news podcast about the week's biggest stories in nerdy news. I'm Riley Trahan, senior entertainment editor at Nerd Here First. And, as always, I'm joined by my co-hosts, Deepak Chitnis.
Boo, the HFPA, boo.
Yeah, didn't grease enough palms this year. Bruno Meneses.
How's everyone doing?
And rolling in with a third competing bid for local studio Warner Brothers Pictures, it's Jackson Trahan.
I'll offer you $3 and I won't make any shows anymore.
Oh, that's we're
It's
done
an
with
even
it.
more hostile takeover. Jeez.
Bold. It's a bold strategy.
I'll buy your. I'm gonna.
I'll pay less and do less with it.
That's what I'm saying.
Where Warner Brothers once
Seems
stood,
like what they want out of these things.
where once Warner Brothers stood, instead there will be an older spaghetti factory.
Let the studio die. Kill it if you have to.
We have a few quick things to get to before we get to what is obviously the biggest story of the week and also some other stuff that we're going to talk about here in our fun holiday season episode of the show. Top line news, all of this is going away and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Just like in the world.
Well, yes, that, but also we're changing where we do all this on the internet and you should come along with us. This is your first of many warnings coming that in a couple of weeks we are going to be rebranded. We are officially very happy to announce that we are going to be known as Nerdigo Media, and there's a big transition coming up with that, and all of our stuff is going to change, and it's all going to be very confusing and difficult for you, the viewer, to keep up with, and we're sorry about that. But we're going to let you know right now that by the time you're hearing this, you can go to nerdigo.com, type in your email, and get updated when we start posting stuff over there. So get ahead of it right now. Just head over to there, nerdigo.com. You'll get all of our stuff. It's going to be a very exciting new experience. There's a whole reason we're doing it. There's a lot of great, cool stuff coming your way. In the new year, we're starting on Nerdigo January 1.
Yep.
And by the spring, most of the Nerd It Here First stuff will be retired. So you want to head over to nerdigo.com now to make sure that you don't have to worry about missing any episodes in the interstitial or whatever. So head over there right now. In the meantime, though, we are still going to have good stuff coming to the NIHF feed. We've got all sorts of stuff coming up. We were just doing some planning here before we hopped on the mics. I'm seeing Avatar. And whether I talk to somebody about it or I just hop on a microphone like I did a little while ago and monologue myself for 4 hours, I'm talking about Avatar on this here podcast.
Air, water, fire.
Oh,
air again.
That
In the
Avatar?
wrong order.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing Fire and Ash, the cool one.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. But I just wanted to help.
I will also be seeing that.
I'll be seeing that.
I feel like most people will be seeing that. I don't think that's like a niche product.
No. Well, great. Even better. We can all talk about it. And we're going to be doing our Hallmark Palooza before the end of the year. I think we're going to be doing the standard. Y'all have to guess if it's a Hallmark movie or an erotic romance novel.
Classic Hallmark-a-palooza.
Or an AI porn prompt.
Yeah, I might bring that back. And then on top of that, I think we're also going to try and write our own Hallmark movie.
Porn. Oh.
Well, hold on now.
No, well, unless you do it bad.
All of that and more, NIHF.com. Let's get to the news. And first up, Kara Zor-El has returned to Earth. Guys, she's picked up her dog, and she's
Look out! Remember that? Remember when that was the slogan?
was that what it was?
Yeah.
Do you feel the show's going so far?
It was because Superman's slogan was "Look up," but then they crossed out "up" and they wrote "out."
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I
Sure.
do remember that.
On that real punk
And
rock.
then now
poster.
she has that line where she's all like, "He sees the good in people, but I see the truth."
Mm-hmm. It's also the tagline is now "Truth, Justice, Whatever."
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
subversive. She's like Superman, but she's sort of anti-establishment.
That is the general vibe that is being brought to the project. Of course, we already know that our main man Lobo as Jason Momoa is going to be showing up, kind of the
He's very anti-establishment.
Lobo is showing up as Jason Momoa. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We also got Stoneheart as Crown of the Hills in a very different look from the comics, but he looks very good.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I think it looks cool. Everything that we've seen so far, I think sort of comports with what I expected. But I hate to always be bringing this up, but I do feel like every project that comes closer and closer to fruition in the DC universe, the more I sort of wonder, hey James, have you picked a Batman yet? So as far as we can tell, not yet.
There's no need to pick a Batman on your sort of temporal schedule.
I agree.
I also don't feel like Supergirl is the movie that like would have any sort of like hint for Batman.
No. I understand with that. I'm totally with you. I'm just like, it's like, okay, so now the Supergirl movie is going to come out, and then I'm going to watch the Lanterns show, and then we're kind of going to be out of DCU stuff.
I don't think. Well, there's TV product coming also, but I think there's two things. One is for Gunn. I think he's still, for whatever reason, skeptical about the Matt Reeves Batman, and I think they're waiting to see if it really goes into production in the spring of next year, as it is supposedly going to. The other thing is we did learn some more about the Supergirl movie today, not just from the trailer, but Millie Alcock, who plays Kara Zor-El, Supergirl in the movie, in some interview did reveal that Mr. David Corenswet will make an appearance. He, of course, plays Superman from the Superman movie we saw a few months ago. And their scene takes place entirely in the language of Krypton, which has led people to speculate that it may be a flashback to when the two of them first arrived on Earth, although we've learned in the first Superman movie from the kind of Star Wars opening crawl that he was a baby when he showed up. So I don't know. Maybe you guys, having read Woman of Tomorrow, would know the backstory there, but that might be a little bit more than what we can handle in a roundup.
Yeah, I mean, we will definitely want to get more into what sort of the Woman of Tomorrow book has to say about what a lot of this movie is going to involve. But
a lot of people online saying it looks a lot like Guardians of the Galaxy, for better or worse.
Yes,
I did get the True Grit vibe from it for what you guys had said, although my interpretation of what you told me was that she was going to be Maddie Ross, and it sounds like she's more Rooster Cogburn.
No, yeah, I meant to bury that lead because I was waiting to see if like the trailer was going to say it or not.
Yes, yeah, well, and also the Lobo of it all maybe puts.
That's true.
Put Supergirl in like a third in a LaBeef position, if anything.
Oh no, I was in the Army of Northern Virginia, Rooster Cogburn. I don't have to hang my head to say it.
Lobo was not in the original print of Woman of Tomorrow. He was in the original pitch that Tom King made, but for whatever reason that we are not sure, editors thought it would be best not to use him in that story, and Tom King at the time agreed. But then he found a way to make it work very well for the movie.
Oh, good. Well, we're assuming it works very well.
It at least fits enough for people to greenlight it. We'll find out if it works well when we go see the movie in April?
June 26, I think is what it is. 62626.
All right, great. Well, next up in the roundup, I don't know if you guys noticed this or not. This sort of piece of reporting was snuck into a larger piece of Variety reporting around James Cameron's sort of future with the Avatar films, whether or not he's experiencing burnout, etc. But
Fire and Ash.
Turns out that Avatar Fire and Ash cost $400 million, which fucking rules. I am so excited that this movie is so expensive.
So it basically has to make $1 billion.
Sure. Yeah. Or not. Who cares? They bought Fox to own this IP. This is so beyond like our understanding of what money means. Avatar continues to just astonish normal measurements of capitalism. So this is from the Variety piece. I just wanted to read the line in its full context. It says, Let's not forget the Oscar race is crowded with awards-hungry releases. Fire and Ash will be fighting for oxygen against prestige dramas, biopics, and likely several films with more obvious emotional hooks. The film's reported $400 million plus budget and franchise obligations means it needs to be a 4-quadrant blockbuster first, an Oscar contender second. But of course, with the James Cameron of it all, I expect that Fire and Ash, much like its predecessors, will be an awards contender. I also think that the movie will probably, I mean, from the early social media reactions, it sounds like it's the best of the 3 so far. So I'm very excited. My guy Piacon back in a big way.
That quote you just read sounds suspiciously like people doubting whether or not James Cameron can succeed.
And that never works out.
I feel like I've seen that movie before.
Yeah. Every single time people say my guy's going to fail, he shows up with, get this, the best Avatar movie ever. So excited for that to happen once again.
So are we expecting like a Return of the King type situation with Avatar 3 or probably not?
I don't know what to make of it, right? Because there were, so originally, obviously, the promise was 5.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, Hollywood likes to expand. Right, sure. If anything, Hollywood likes to expand, not contract.
Mm-hmm.
The title of the other 2 at one point,
Warner Brothers and Netflix would like a word with you about that, but anyway, continue.
Supposedly, there was a point when the next 2, like 2 and 3, were going to be called Seed Bearer and Tolkien Rider. And right. I have never really felt satisfied on an answer on whether or not like Way of Water and Fire and Ash are Tolkien Rider and Seed Bearer or not.
I don't remember the Seed Bearer concept being in the second one. Was it?
I think Fire and Ash would be Seed Bearer.
So Tolkien Rider was the second one.
The one about the guy who rides a whale, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think Disney wanted like real words.
A more compelling title. Yeah, I think that's probably the case. But then if that is the case, then it means I don't feel like I've ever heard anything about what 4 and 5 would be. So we'll see. These, I have these Avatar like comics back here that are a whole story about them going to space or whatever. And the reason that he gave for why he published those as a comic series at the time was that he was like, I'd have to make like 7 movies if I wanted to include this. So, right. I don't know. I just, every time I hear that we're spending an insane, even larger amount of money on Avatar, I just get tickled and I want to make sure we talk about it.
He has said that 3 kind of closes things off in a way that's satisfying, but there is one major hook that could be continued in 4 and 5.
Which I would assume is the Sigourney Weaver god tree of it all.
Yeah, her daughter character, clone character. But I do believe that the live action photography for 4 has been completed. They just haven't done any of the CG, which is like 80% of it. So.
Right. Yeah. No, but I think the chances for it to continue could be great. But yeah, as you say, the success of 3 at the box office will be a big part of it, especially given the budget. All right, let's get into some wild speculation regarding casting news, a thing we all love. So, Scarlett Johansson has been cast in the upcoming Batman Part 2 in a role that was originally offered to Emma Stone. This, of course, led all of us scuttering to try and guess the first redheaded Batman character that came to
red
mind.
Hair.
Jack, I'll start with you.
She doesn't have red hair at the moment.
I
saw her last movie. So
no, I mean that's the craziest part is that she doesn't have red hair. So it's pretty nuts what those films did to us and our perception of her. But yeah, I mean we all having a good time in the Discord speculating about which of the pretty countable female characters she could play.
Will she play Poison Ivy? Will she play Poison Ivy? Will she play Poison Ivy?
But then pretty quickly we had reason not to believe it was Poison
Ivy. The report apparently said that she's not Poison Ivy, so it could be someone else. And there's, like Jack said, endless number. What we were throwing out, we were throwing out Freeze's wife, we were throwing out Martha Wayne, we were throwing out
Listen, you guys
Vicky
can get
Vale.
into some of them. I will vamp for a moment to let somebody pull up the list where we had some of the more credible offers on hand. But I will be goddamned if you people are going to get on my podcast and take away my potential for a remake of the George Clooney movie starring Robert Pattinson with Scarlett Johansson as Poison Ivy and a European actor to be named later as Victor Freeze. I would be over the moon if they gave me that. I wouldn't need my 6 more of these movies that I've demanded. If I got that, that would be perfect. All right, who's got
Vicky
the list?
Vale, Phantasm.
Yeah, Phantasm and Vicky Vale are the top 2 right now, I believe. I would be very happy.
Epoch was into the idea of gender flipped Hush, which would be very fun if a little out of left field.
What is gender flip? Is that Scarlett Johansson body Robert Pattinson face?
It's not going to be a straight adaptation, obviously.
Now you say it like that, yeah, it is actually.
What is gender flipped eye?
No, we were on gender swapped characters because that's the thing. We ran out of women, so we were just on gender swapped characters for a while.
Sure.
Calendar
Alice from the
Woman?
Mad
I don't know.
Hatter story or whatever it didn't appeal. Yeah, well, but this is the other part of it, right? Haven't we heard that it's supposed to be that this Batman movie is not going to have a villain that we've seen before? Isn't something to that effect that was the official line? I think it was something like they had said that the villain in this movie wasn't going to be one we had seen in like the live action.
Yeah, I do
villain.
feel like I remember that actually. Yeah,
Okay.
I remember us speculating about that.
Well, yeah, but like,
Well, that narrows it down
ScarJo,
considerably.
we have the ScarJo role like as someone we have seen before, just not necessarily the villain.
The main villain.
That's
yeah.
the thing, right? Like she could be Vicky Vale, in which case it doesn't tell us anything about the villain. She could be
But we've seen her
Phantasm.
before, right?
But Deepak,
Okay,
this isn't what they said about the Scarlett Johansson role. This is just what they said about the bad guy.
Oh, the
of
villain.
movie.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, this villain report was like months ago.
So,
That's also true.
so maybe she is playing Phantasm, which we haven't seen in live action, or maybe she's just playing Vicky Vale, and the villain is something we haven't determined yet.
Right.
Court of Owls,
Or she's playing.
Court of Owls.
Barbara Gordon.
Yeah.
Yeah, any number of things. I don't know. Cool. Glad she's. I'm glad
she's
Scarlett
getting work. She's been
Johansson's still
struggling
able
for a
to
while.
get work. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Speaking of people who have struggled to get work, let's finish getting through this roundup. Vin Diesel is going to write and star in a Rock'em Sock'em robot movie. Not a lot more to say except for that insane.
I mean, yeah, it's an incredible sentence. No notes.
I just mentioned in the group chat that I thought it was really funny that there was a Rock and Sock'em robots, and not only was Dwayne the Rock Johnson not associated whatsoever with that, they hired Vin Diesel for it.
Yeah. Right.
I
exactly.
just personally thought that was really funny.
If there's a guy who wants to rock and sock, it's Vin. I was really a big fan of the quote from the president of Mattel. Quote, Vin is a powerhouse storyteller with an unmatched understanding of action, heart, and world building. I can't wait to find people at Mattel to find out exactly how his action, heart, and world building, the size of the bill that those things come with. Because my understanding is that Universal still not moving forward with Fast X Part D. So be really, 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 really funny to me if we get a rock and
expensive to actually put cars in space.
This new one's supposedly coming back to the streets of LA any day now. And we of course cannot close out the roundup without some Batman news.
More Batman news.
Actually obligated.
Bruno, we finally at long last got to look at Absolute Joker, and the man is a menace.
Hey, what the fuck is this? Because you guys sort of just dropped this image on us.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So let's talk about Absolute Joker.
Yeah.
He's a demon.
What's going on with all this?
So
is that Venom?
We've talked a little bit.
Shit.
We've talked a little bit about how the Absolute universe is sort of a world where the foundational truths of all the heroes remain true, but all of maybe the underlying assumptions you have about them go away.
The foundational truths about the Joker.
Well, so no, it's Batman. Batman's the one that we focused on. So like here we have a Joker who is rich and doesn't laugh and houses a terrifying
thing about him.
Yeah, and houses a terrifying demon inside of him. But no.
Yes.
What's the foundational part of the Joker in that?
I don't know. The Batman's the one who holds on to his foundation.
What's the foundational part of the Batman?
So as we brought up earlier when we were first talking about Absolute Batman, they introduce him as like not part of a rich family. Batman, Bruce Wayne is not part of a rich family. He's like part of like the lower class, and he has to work his way up.
And his parents.
What a loser!
His dad just died in like sort of a casual act of public violence.
So like following that opposition, they made the Joker part of this like big family that on the surface is very charitable and on the surface works a lot in the entertainment industry, starting off as clowns in the circus. And but like under like behind closed doors, they are doing a lot of more nefarious stuff, using a lot of scientific experiments. I think they are implying that he is the origin of Bane's venom in this story somehow. But as Riley had already mentioned, there like he is a man on the surface. He's like a billionaire. Like
Okay, he doesn't always look like that.
No.
Who like I was actually confused reading the comic for a second because I thought I was looking at Bruce Wayne. Turned out I was looking at the Joker. And then there's a moment where he like transforms into this horrific monster that we have, courtesy of legendary artist Jock, no last name.
He has like if you guys see the art, or maybe if Bruno's dropping some art in here, perhaps he had like the lines. It sort of looks like it's a tattoo, goes up from the side of his mouth over and like above into his eyebrows. That's all mouth. So like he can open his mouth and it's the top of his head opening.
Hate it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't
Gross
like
and
that.
scary.
He's real freaky and weird, for sure.
Here's a good panel that I like going back to.
Yeah.
That beautiful bastard.
Yum, yum,
Yeah, I
yum.
mean, it does kind of look like the Joker there.
So many teeth. All right.
And it's only in this form that he laughed. I should add that last.
Yeah, right. The other ones are real down. So anyway, we just wanted to tell you guys about the big scary clown. When we get back, we're going to talk about the other big scary clown, Bob Iger.
Heyo. Got his whole ass
He's so good.
live on camera.
All right, Jackson,
Riley.
can you tell us a little bit about this Disney Sora deal and why for what is it, $2 billion or whatever, Bob Iger is going to let you make a short animated film in Sora featuring Stitch and Minnie Mouse
It has to have Stitch. That's
riding
part
a
of
magic
the
carpet?
Y'all remember when Sora was just a character in Kingdom Hearts? I missed it.
I mean, here's the thing. No, I can't explain to you why they're doing this,
Okay,
but I guess I can tell you about it.
sure.
So yeah, OpenAI announced a partnership with the Walt Disney Company to use their generative artificial intelligence models in a 3-year licensing agreement to, and I quote, generate short, user-prompted social videos that can be viewed and shared by fans, drawing from a set of more than 200 animated, masked, and creature characters from Disney, Marvel, Pixar, and Star Wars, including costumes, props, vehicles, and iconic environments. End quote.
Vehicles or characters?
Apparently.
Well, in the Cars.
Oh,
Cars, vehicles
yeah.
are definitely characters.
True.
So this does seem to be connected to the couple of announcements we've gotten lately from Disney that there's going to be some kind of Disney Plus integration with AI to allow you to generate your own video content.
Mm-hmm.
It's all very vaguely phrased because I think no one has any idea what it actually looks like beyond the fact that there is a market demand in the sense that people keep using these video models and trying to finagle them into making a picture of Darth Vader kissing Snuffleupagus.
Stitch.
And so now Disney's like, well, if they're going to do it anyway, we might as well charge them.
Right.
And I'll admit, as far as their plans go, I think it's way more believable now that they're partnering with another company that has been working on these models for a long time, that they're going to produce something that people actually want to share. But I still don't know if I understand why they're doing this or like what this is going to look like from a business perspective.
Well, they got $1 billion stake in the company.
Which
Which I think, you know, I have been thinking a lot in the Disney world about how right before the pandemic, and let's not make too much about that part of it right now, but right before the pandemic, wasn't it they had like $5 billion movies in 2019? It was something insane like that.
Yeah, it was about 5 or 6.
And I sort of think if you're a company like that in 2019, you probably don't know how to expand without leaving the bounds of your space, right? So I think that things like, oh, we've got to figure out how to be an AI company sort of really quickly come to the forefront of your mind when you're in a position like that, right? And so having $1 billion stake in OpenAI is maybe like a way to appease your shareholders who are going, hey, what's Disney's generative AI strategy? And you as Disney have never been able to like make a good video game, let alone have a generative AI strategy. So you
Well,
say
you
our
also can't
strategy
be-
is we have $1 billion stake in OpenAI and we're going to let them use Mickey Mouse. So
Well,
Do you
it's
want-
they don't have the stake. My understanding was that it's OpenAI paying $1 billion to Disney to use their characters
No,
for
it's
3
the other way
years.
around. It's Disney investing $1 billion in OpenAI.
That makes more sense.
And
That would make
saying-
way more sense because OpenAI is way more desperate for money.
I think maybe not the biggest part of this, but I think a big part of this, sort of going off of what Riley said, is like the message that like Disney supports AI and it thinks in the long run. AI
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Right.
he's certainly saying that.
And in business school, you'll learn that you can't just sit pat while other people are playing with the new toys. You have to try to be disruptive and figure something out, even if it doesn't amount to anything.
The rapid sorry, this is a quote from the New York Times. The rapid advancement of artificial intelligence marks an important moment in our industry, and through this collaboration with OpenAI, we will thoughtfully and responsibly extend the reach of our storytelling. Robert A. Iger, the chief executive of Disney, said in a statement.
And on the
Yeah,
other
and-
hand, Sam Altman said, quote, "This agreement shows how AI companies and creative leaders can work together responsibly to promote innovation that benefits society."
And to that end, part of the deal also stipulates that there will be no usage of actors' likenesses, voices, or anything like that, which is
Right.
why it's restricted to characters who are
There is
animated.
such a specific list. I do have, I mean, it's interesting you say that. I have a list of characters.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's play this
That
game.
was in
Is
in
Jar
the
Jar
OpenAI
on the
statement.
list?
So I can go down the list and just get you guys' reactions as we go.
I've been ignored.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
He's very curious about the Jar Jar status.
I don't think Jar Jar appears on the list.
Son of a... It's just BB-8. And
But I'm going to go down the whole list.
Okay.
So, among characters fans will be able to use in their creations are Mickey Mouse,
Okay.
Heyo.
Minnie Mouse,
Okay.
Sure.
and this is interesting to your point.
Oh, you know what
Deepak,
I've
is the
always
next-
liked about Minnie Mouse?
What's
She has a
that?
bow.
Better gameplay. That was a
This is
missed
interesting to
Pac-Man.
your point, Deepak, because the next two on the list are Lilo and Stitch.
Both of them.
Huh.
Mhm. Then we have Ariel, Belle, Beast, Cinderella, Baymax, Simba, Mufasa. I find this interesting. It then goes on, as well as characters from the worlds of Encanto, Frozen, Inside Out, Moana, Monsters Inc., Toy Story, Up, Zootopia, and many more. Plus, iconic animated and illustrated versions of Marvel and Lucasfilms characters like
Yeah.
Black Panther, Captain America, Deadpool, Groot, Iron Man, Loki, Thor, Thanos, Darth Vader, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Leia, love this one, The Mandalorian, and Stormtroopers.
We can't be clear enough about this, Bob Iger said,
Right.
blood running from his eyes. It cannot look like Robert Downey Jr. It cannot look like Robert Downey Jr.
I know that our animated version of Iron Man looks a lot like Robert Downey Jr. already. That was sort of the point when we casted him 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But
Animated
boy,
version-
howdy, do we regret it
Animated
now.
versions of is a pretty fun little dance of legal terminology. You can have animated Han Solo.
Yeah, no, those are the ones that kill me. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Still don't know what this is going to look like, but I guess I do believe more that it's going to happen. I mean, they say early 2026.
One
Yeah.
really fun thing to think about is that these characters, and potentially in many ways the future of Disney, if this is successful, will rely on masked characters, and we've talked about the sort of masketization of the Disney.
They've already
characters.
incorporated the masks into their introductory Star Wars look.
Right, exactly. The Star Wars fanfare that has all the masks and robot faces, right? Like they are so already predisposed to love like an image that will not grow old, right? Rather than an actual human face. That
Unlike Mark Hamill's pathetic chiseled face.
They've actually
motorcycle
been doing this
destroyed mug.
They've been doing this on steelbooks and stuff for a while, where they won't put actors on steelbooks. They'll put like a stormtrooper's helmet or Darth Maul or something like that, because
or like
you don't want to pay the so for a long time in the original trilogy, it was a stormtrooper or Vader represents 4, a stormtrooper represents 5, Yoda represents 6.
Yeah,
that has stayed, but it's either now Darth Maul or a battle droid is 1. Jango Fett is 2, Grievous is 3, BB-8 is 7, 8 is a Porg, and 9 is
hell yeah.
I don't even remember. So it's every like the iconography for each of the Star Wars movies has now been set, and like Rogue One is the
it's all either a Muppet or a.
Did they re-release 1 through 7 to also be Porgs retroactively?
That would be funny. No.
But yeah, I mean,
just
so,
like a Porg dressed as Darth Vader for 5.
But in the Marvel corner of it, they have like really eschewed the masks, right? Like all their characters don't wear masks as much as they do in the comics, and I really like that now they're running back to the masks of it all. They're like, no, actually.
Well, kids don't want to buy a Tom Holland movie; they want to buy a Spider-Man movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have to pay if our Spider-Man looks like Tom Holland, but if he just looks like Spider-Man,
it's all coming together.
It's fine. Yeah. Actually, I'm curious if he's allowed to look like Spider-Man given the weird Sony deal. But I mean, this is my big question mark on this, is what like portal am I accessing my AI Disney creations through? Am I just going to Sora.com now?
Yeah, no, it's got to be like a button on Disney Plus. It might be a different website, I guess.
If it is, listen, if this
I think they had said Disney Plus earlier. That's what they had said.
I don't know when the last time any of you visited go.com was. But if this thing has to go internal to the Disney web infrastructure, it'll be the end of not just OpenAI, it'll be the end of any kind of generative artificial intelligence. If OpenAI has to become dependent on the go.com infrastructure, that thing is a blight on the internet.
Well, that's why they're paying $1 billion.
Yeah.
Where did they come up with that number? Where did they come up with that number? Because say, like, for example,
it's incredibly undervalued.
Isn't it? Because if your Frozen characters are part of that, your Olafs and everything, didn't each Frozen movie make $1 billion?
Yes, it is a ridiculous number to be like, oh yeah, for $1 billion you can animate every Disney legacy character and every Marvel character and every Star Wars character.
That's
$1 billion.
Insane.
We're even.
Insane. Also, 200 characters seems low.
Sure.
Where was the cutoff? Like Fox and the Hound is too old; they don't care about that.
You can't have the Robin Hood Fox.
Yeah.
The lawyers just said it's not allowed.
Too sexy. You can't have Mrs. Incredible. Too sexy.
You can't have that big fuzzy guy from the Monsters Inc. Too sexy. Just me?
Mike.
No, the other one.
No, the other one.
I think Mike is hot.
You like one eye. Well, you have a Billy Crystal.
I'll have what he's having.
Bruno, any corners of the story you want to poke around in?
He's like, no, you guys have it covered.
I brought up earlier. I just think we could take advantage of this and just animate our own version of Kang Dynasty.
I've got the script saved on my computer from when it leaked.
Yeah, listen, we'll put this thing through its paces. I have no doubt. I hear every time you use them, you cost the company money. So I'll take all of Disney's cash to make Darth Vader go on a surfboard with whoever the fuck.
But there's no way Kang will be one of the available characters. So for our purposes, he'll be played by Baymax.
That's perfect.
Yes, actually.
That sounds. Sorry, Deepak. I know you saw Baymax. I know he came in. He did his 5-minute. We all really loved Baymax's audition. I'm team Baymax. Stitch is in the hallway.
No, Stitch is.
Did you want to see Stitch for the part?
I don't want Stitch. I don't want Pedro. They're overexposed. They're everywhere. I don't want them.
Okay, fine. Baymax for this.
Hades from the Hercules movie.
That would be fun.
That'd be good. I know that I keep making the joke on our chat, but I would really love to see somebody, if not our team, just use Sora 2 to animate all of the Patton Oswalt community monologue, where that starts with
the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, the Sarlacc pit glove, and folds in all the Marvel universe and all the Star Wars guys and everybody else.
Hannibal Lecter.
Be very fun. Yeah, well, again, we'll have to do more creative casting in that department, but we'll get it figured out. Yeah, right, exactly.
Tomato.
Speaking of Kang Dynasty, before we move on, I do just want to let everybody know, when we switch over to nerdigo.com, we are going to be, well, actually, even before we do, we're going to be releasing our predictions for all things Avengers Doomsday. So while we might not be using generative AI video like Sora 2 to do it, we do want to encourage you to make sure that you are subscribed on our YouTube, youtube.com/@nerdherefirst, or at our website, nihf.com, so that you don't miss us sort of spitballing what we'd put in a Doomsday. I'm just absolutely sure I'm going to have that Kang Dynasty script close at hand when we're going through that. So it reminded me, and I wanted to do the organic plug. All right, when we come back, Bruno tells us what movies we didn't like.
All right, guys. So at the beginning of the year, I ran the three of you through a little blind ranking mini game of the 10 movies that I think went up until the end of the summer of this year. And you guys just ranked blindly from 1 to 10, which ones you guys thought was going to be the best, which ones you thought would be the worst. And I thought it would be a good idea for us to revisit those lists. But first, I wanted to do a blind ranking again with, for the most part, those same movies. I was looking through our letterbox earlier this week, and I noticed that 3 of the movies from the list from the beginning of this year, it seems none of us have watched. So I replaced 2 of those with 2 other wildcard movies that I know for a fact we have watched this year, leaving one other one that will just be like a mystery wildcard that none of us have watched just in there. And yeah, I just want to put that up. So
are we going to know what those 2 are that were removed?
No.
Okay.
I'll show. Actually, I'll tell you the 2 that have been removed. I removed Ballerina from the John Wick franchise.
And Snow White.
No.
Oh.
That was this year. Jesus.
Yeah.
I pulled out also Paddington in Peru.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
I
So,
would
I don't see
imagine
myself
none of
seeing
us
any
have
of those.
seen Paddington in Peru.
without further ado, for the first one, ranking 1 as the best, 10 as the worst. F1. The Brad Pitt movie.
That was 10.
That's a 10 for Deepak.
No, sorry. I'm asking. I was asking you a question. Is that what? Are you saying the rankings that we had already, or
No,
we're
we have
making
to
the new
choose
ranking?
where we rank it on the list.
Okay.
This is a new blind rank.
I liked F1. I didn't love it. I think on my current list it is about 10. But I don't know what else we have in store. I don't know if I want to put it in last place yet because there's probably something coming up that I didn't like as much.
In good
I
faith,
can think of at least 2 or 3 that are coming up that I liked less. So I'll put it at like 6 maybe.
I'll put it
Maybe
at
mine?
10 because I did not watch it.
I would hope that in good faith you guys are not looking at your previous lists if you guys had that.
No.
I have no
I'm
idea.
going off of my ongoing ranking on Letterboxd, which it's not pulled up in front of me, but I kind of know it off the top of my head.
Riley?
I'll also put it at 10 because I did see it and didn't care for it.
All right. Next up, we have Bong Joon-ho's Mickey 17.
Did not see it.
I'll
This
put
is-
that one at 9 because I saw it and was hoping for more.
I'll put this one at 3.
Actually, I'll put it at 8. Sorry.
Did
8?
Riley say 3?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
3 for Riley. Deepak?
Let's say 7.
Deepak, do you know how many Robert Pattinsons are in that movie?
I heard there's at
17
least
of them, I
17.
hear.
Yeah.
Well,
Potentially an 18th one.
Here's the problem.
according
We've
to the
18.
trailer. Yeah.
Whoa!
Moving right along. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Oh man, I
10.
did like I did like F1 more than that.
That's the 10. That's the 10 I was waiting for.
Yeah,
I'll put that one at 9.
9 as well.
That's Deepak's 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a
I have
bad
now
one.
used up my 8, 9, and 10. Hope I like these next 7.
I think I have
Riley,
8 and 9 left.
9 for me as well, Bruno.
That's for you as well. All right. Next up, Ron Coogler's Sinners.
1.
That would be my 1.
Yeah, that's my one.
Okay, everyone just locking in their number ones early.
Yeah,
Sorry, it's my favorite movie of the
best
year.
movie of the year.
Yeah,
On
I
the
mean,
other side of the horror successes this year, Zach Cregger's Weapons.
5.
Weapons can go 5.
4.
5, 4, and 5. All right, so just recap so far, we have F1 is Riley's number 10, Deepak's number 6, and Jack's number 10. Mickey 17 is Riley's number 3, Deepak's number 7, Jack's number 8. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning is Riley's number 9, Deepak's number 10, and Jack's number 9. Sinners is everyone's number 1. And then just did Weapons, which is Riley's number 5, Deepak's number 4, and Jack's number 5. Next up, James Gunn's Superman.
I'll put that at 4.
That'd be my 3, I think.
I think 3 for me also. Oh, sorry. No, not 3 for me. 5.
5 for Deepak and 3 for Jack.
Even though I think I have Weapons ranked.
Okay.
No, I think 5 is right.
Weapons was the first of the 2 wild cards that I added in here. It was not at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The next wild card that I added in, one of my personal favorites from this year, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
This would be my 10 or 9.
Well, I believe you have 10 taken, and I think you have 9 taken as well. Wait, no, you don't have 9.
Give it,
Maybe
yeah, put it at 9. I guess it is technically better than Mission Impossible, but not by much.
I'll put it at 7.
7 for Jack.
6 for me.
6. Okay. Double checking the rest of my list. All right. I did drop the hint that this was still on the list earlier, and no one seemed to have remembered that. So we're going right back into Snow White.
Yep. All right.
Oh,
Number 8
fuck.
by default. I remembered too late.
Well, then I haven't seen it, but I'll put it at 6, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I think I have 8 available. I'll put it in 8. I feel bad with
Riley?
that.
Yeah, I'll also slot it in 8.
Yeah, I think your lowest available is 8, Riley.
I
Next
think I have
up,
my 2 and my 4 available, or 2 and 3 available.
Oh yes, what spots does everyone have available? Deepak has
I have 2 and 4.
2 and
I
4
have
for
2 and 7.
2 and 7.
That's a good one.
Okay. I think this might be everyone's 2, if I'm not mistaken. Danny Boyle and Alex Garland's 28 Years Later.
Yep. 2 it is.
I'll give it 3 just in case something else is coming up.
Oh, I forgot Deepak had 3. Jack, is that 2 or 4?
Yeah, I guess that's 2. I don't remember what the last one's going to be.
Me either.
It's got to be a
Yes.
Marvel, right?
Jack's 4, Deepak's,
No, it's my 2.
and sorry, you put 4 for 28 years?
I put 2 for 28 years.
Yes, I am doing. I am
Okay,
listing the
all right.
last one now. I am saying that you're number 4.
I see.
Remaining. Yeah.
Riley's number 7 is Captain America: Brave New World.
Ah, shit.
That's my 2?
That's your
That's your
2.
2 now.
Oh god, it wasn't Thunderbolts?
No, Thunderbolts
Unfortunately.
is on the original list because before we started, I asked you guys to pick between Thunderbolts,
Captain America.
and
Fantastic.
Oh, that was
because I felt
that was a
comfortable
poor
with one
choice.
you on the list, and all of you guys voted for Captain America like a bunch
That's
of fucking dumbasses. Because I was
It had a Red
Why
Hulk
didn't-
in it. What were we supposed to do?
Did have the Red Hulk in it as Harrison Ford.
I think we must have stopped this before Fantastic Four, right? Based
Yes.
on the release dates. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Now I am comparing this current list to my original list. I have to say, I think I like this list more, even despite like the absolutely. Well, listen, I had Snow White at number 7 in our original version, so I actually ended up better on that count, slotting it at 8.
all of your original predictions in the chat right now.
Chat.
Oh, wow. We were bullish on Superman.
You all had Superman at number 1 originally, with
There we go.
Deepak and Jack putting Sinners at number 2.
Hey.
At least Riley had Sinners at number 8.
Man, I was excited for Cap.
I think I sort of only.
I do like my original list, actually.
I think all I really knew about Sinners was that there were 2 Michael B. Jordans and potentially vampires. And I think I sort of fell into the same problem as we had with this time with the rankings, where Sinners came last and I maybe only had an 8th slot left. Although you can dive into the archives and find out what really happened.
Yeah, I'm
back
curious
at the beginning
now.
of the year.
It's funny. My 10, 9, and 8 are Paddington, Ballerina, Snow White. I have not seen any of them. And then I also haven't seen Mickey, which was my number 4 for some reason.
I think
because of the bong of it all.
At the beginning of the year, Deepak played his list the best out of it.
I remember wanting. This isn't the one where we were drafting and I wanted Jurassic, but someone took it, so I had to get stuck with Snow White. Okay.
No.
Oh. Yeah.
We all have the same things.
Yeah, that's right.
This is fun, though. We should do it again.
Yeah, I'm sure we can do it with 2026. All right, when we get back.
Our hindsight isn't 2020, let alone our foresight.
Netflix and stuff.
Oh, right. God.
And we are back. Deepak, take us through the biggest news in Hollywood this week.
The biggest news in Hollywood, which people I think are overreacting to, is that Netflix has made the offer has been accepted. Their offer of $30.75 a share, which totals about $83 billion, to buy Warner Brothers. They are interested in buying the film and streaming assets, which of course include HBO.
And they don't give a
HBO
shit
Max.
about the games.
They don't care about the games. Your games mean nothing to me, old man.
They mean $0.
And if this deal or when this deal goes through, the idea is that Warner Brothers will spin off its TV channel elements. So HGTV, CNN, TNT, TBS, all of those will be spun off into another separate publicly traded company that will not be part of Netflix. This is in part to help with the regulatory hurdle of Netflix potentially having a monopoly over a lot of different types of TV and streaming and news, but also because those don't really make a lot of money. So why would Netflix want them? While this happened, or shortly thereafter, Paramount was, of course, in the running, and Paramount decided that even though Warner Brothers did not accept their bid and accepted Netflix's, Paramount was still going to come to the board with a hostile takeover that included more cash, that includes some backing by, among other people, Affinity Partners, which is Jared Kushner's private equity firm that has ties to Saudi Arabia, and there was a $2 billion investment some years ago. The idea Paramount is presenting is that because of Kushner and his relationship with the president, they would have an easier time with regulatory action. There's also more cash on hand somehow, even though Paramount just went through their own acquisition of, what was it, CBS? They were part of CBS Viacom to begin with.
No,
right?
Skydance bought Paramount.
Skydance bought Paramount, correct.
That's where they got all the cash.
So even though there would be a lower per share price in total, I think their final package would go over $100 billion.
Yeah.
I am not an economist to understand how that works. If I did, I wouldn't be on a podcast. But yeah, that's where we are. People are freaking out because Netflix, of course, means the end of cinema, even though Netflix is one of the only people that's actively making interesting things happen. There is some fear that things will never go to theaters anymore. Netflix has said we don't intend to change any of that. Theatrical windows that have already been committed to will be honored. However, we will look at potentially shrinking those to make them more consumer friendly.
Thank you for saying shrinking and not evolve. Just to find
Yeah, no, the term is evolving.
Evolving.
Thank you.
Yeah, which I mean, I think we all can read between the lines there, but yeah. But yeah, that's where it is. A lot of people are freaking out, thinking this is the end of cinema and the end of theaters and all that. I don't think it's either. But I'll turn it over to you guys.
I mean, listen, somebody's going to buy them.
Yeah.
Well,
I agreed that it is a little bit of an overreaction, but I also agree that at the same time, I also agree that Netflix is like the lesser of two evils. And I think, and much to Deepak's point, they have been doing like some interesting stuff in the industry lately. Despite doing a lot of like direct to streaming releases, we are still getting some secret gems hidden gems like Train Dreams, for example. So,
no one else would have given Guillermo del Toro $200 million to make Frankenstein. No one would have
Also
given
that.
Scorsese $200 million to make The Irishman, or Cuarón to make Roma.
The current deal that Fincher has with them.
Yeah. And I think theaters are still going to be around at least as much as the Academy will require theatrical screenings for all this. My big contention has always been it should not be on the consumer to keep alive an industry that is not doing a good job in keeping itself alive. Oh, you have to keep theaters afloat because that's just what we do. No, the theaters need to kind of make me want to go to them. Also, with most of these Oscar movies and limited releases, they were already almost always only getting LA and New York releases to begin with. If I can bypass that and get it beamed straight into my house, that is helping the distribution of this movie for people who live in bumfuck nowhere, who would never have gotten it in theaters in the first place. So I don't want to hear about how I'm losing the communal experience of the theaters and all that bullshit. I'd rather just have the art made, because if your movie requires the theater experience so much in order to be considered good, it's probably not that good. A good movie's a good movie regardless of where you watch it.
Just to that point, I live close to LA, and even then, opening weekend, this past weekend, I have to drive at least an hour and a half to watch a showing of Batman.
Yeah,
is that like 3 miles in LA?
Yeah, pretty much. He could walk there.
39, by the way.
It's interesting, I think, to point out, first of all, that Warner Brothers wasn't for sale until Paramount bid for them 3 times. Which made our great friend David Zaslav sit up and go, wait, hold on, what? And that's when these conversations sort of started happening, was only after Paramount, owned by David Ellison, financed by Larry Ellison, sent a billionaire, said multiple times, hey, we would love to buy your company. Only then did they start to think about selling the company. Worth mentioning, to Deepak's point about the cable networks of it all, David Ellison, funded by Larry Ellison, sent a billionaire, was only interested in buying anything that David Zaslav owned because he wanted CNN, before the 2026 midterms. And now this Netflix deal of it all is going to tie them up in, government consternation and oversight for an amount of time that will make it very, very difficult for Larry Ellison and his great friend Donald Trump to be exhibiting their influence over the editorial agenda of CNN going into the midterms. So I will be very curious to see if this gets like just rubber stamp node, to be honest, kind of to the Ellison like hostile takeover attempt of it all. They are clearly not happy that it went this way, and they want to get their hands on CNN as quickly as possible to try and influence some sway in the elections. They already, of course, have in their corner, if not literally on their block, Fox News and all of the eccentric right-wing entertainment that now qualifies as news in this country, and now CBS News, right? Colbert's been shown the door, etc. So, there is like a media power grab here to influence the narratives that this country believes to be true. That's a very big part of it. And I think that when that part of it does shuffle out, certainly Netflix is more on the side of truth, justice, and the American way than the persnickety little goblins over at Oracle or whatever. But that doesn't leave me feeling great about the future of the cinematic experience. I am definitely more probably in the Pearl Clutchy camp when it comes to the movies of it all. Like I would prefer Netflix to the Ellisons, but like I've been thinking about all the other things we gather up in mass to see, because it's fun, right? Like going to sports games or going to theater, like these are still things people do. Like the communal like viewing experience does exist. Like, yeah, movie theaters suck right now. And like, does that industry need like an overhaul from somebody who knows what they're doing? Does it need to be like a better quality product people show up and pay for? Do even high quality premium theater experiences, quote unquote, kind of suck now? Yeah, but I do think that people want that. And it'll be disappointing if that all gets sunset, because I really do think, honestly, and then Deepak, I would love to hear your thoughts on it, but I do think that Netflix is like driving a campaign of people don't want to go to the theaters. And I don't think that's true. I think that is Netflix propaganda. Like, I think the idea of it's the same at your house is a thing that Sarandos is selling.
Well, there's two things. One here is that I agree that it's propaganda. I don't think the theatrical experience is ever going to go away. And Sarandos has essentially said as much, saying that we're buying Warner Brothers because they're doing things well. They're doing things right. Warner Brothers is coming off an incredible year with Sinners, One Battle, all these things that have done really well, Minecraft, Superman. So we've talked about this before. This goes back all the way like 10 years ago when Spielberg and Lucas had that famous conversation with essentially the theater experience is going to be for the fans. It's going to be where guys like us will go see Supergirl opening weekend because A, we're big fans of the content or the IP, but also we just don't want things spoiled for us. We want to know all the cameos before someone else accidentally blurts it out in a group chat or whatever, right? So you get the 2 to 4 week theatrical window where it's, hey, it's just for the fans. And that's kind of the icing on the cake for Netflix / Warner Brothers at this point, because everyone else who can't go to the theater just doesn't care as much, but just like, yeah, I know there's a new Avengers movie floating around. I'll get to it when I get to it. They'll have the access to it within a month. The second thing I wanted to say, though, is that there was a report that came out today, kind of not related to this ostensibly, but related in some small way, which is that Bain Capital released some sort of a report where they were looking into how to revamp the theatrical experience, to what you were saying, Riley. And they are saying that in order for theaters to be viable long term, they do need to make a hard pivot towards becoming a premium experience. You and I have gone back and forth a few times over the years where, like, I basically do not go to the theaters unless it's IMAX or Dolby, because I just don't see the point anymore. If it's something like Begonia or like that Indian movie I saw, which we'll talk about a little bit during our Pop Culture Rex, I don't have a choice with IMAX or Dolby, so I just go see it however it's being shown. But if there is that element to it, if I miss the opportunity to see Jurassic Park or the new one, whatever, in Dolby, I wait to Peacock. And thank God I did, because it sucked ass anyway. But yeah. So I do think there's going to be a flip to that, and I think maybe Netflix, as they start to acquire more theaters, which they've been doing over the last few years, they will turn those into like, hey, anyone who lives in the Minneapolis area, this is the Netflix theater. Come one, come all. You've got 4 weeks to come see Knives Out 4. Drive yourselves to the theaters, go see it. We're going to have a great entertainment experience for you where the curtains will come up. It'll be like in the 1920s where you went to go see King Kong on opening night. But everyone else who isn't into that and just kind of wants to see the movie while they're cooking dinner or whatever, we'll beam it into your house in like a month.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I did also hear that Bain Capital, as a part of that, also pointed out that they are going to expect one of us in the Wreckage Brother. And I thought that was an interesting sort of
that's
that whole
that's
thing.
Paramount. Comcast is already in the Wreckage. They were part of all this too.
But no, I mean, you are right? Like $25 to go have, teenagers kick me in the back of the seat while I watch a fake IMAX movie is like highway robbery, right?
Yeah.
And that part of this absolutely needs to get resolved. And maybe some of these companies, obviously we talked last year about Sony buying the Alamo. In my personal experience, my Alamo experience, I feel like, has gone down since Sony acquired it. But maybe that it seems insane to think that studio ownership of theaters is going to be what brings back the theatrical experience, really getting into the golden age of capitalism here in a lot of ways. But, maybe that's...
I don't know if it brings back the theatrical... I mean, I think it brings back a certain theatricality to the experience, but it will only happen...
was the language I was looking... But yeah.
Right, but I guess what will stop happening, and we've talked about this, is that gone are the days where you show up and look at the marquee and go, okay, that's starting in 10 minutes. I'll just go check that out, right? It is going to be very catered to everything in theaters. The people complaining about how everything is superheroes and Star Wars, that is going to only get worse, really, with the theaters. But I don't think the diversity of content at large in the movie ecosystem is necessarily going anywhere. And there was always going to have to be a correction over the last 10 years with this California gold rush of people coming in and dumping billions and billions of dollars in streaming content. We got a really, really great diversity of content. There was stuff being made in the last 10 years that would never have been made 20, 30, 40 years ago. Unfortunately, those are made for such niche audiences that those audiences simply cannot sustain what money is being spent, which is why nothing on Netflix lasts more than 2 or 3. Anyways, you guys know all this. I'm ranting. Go ahead.
No. I think you're making totally fair points, and I think the same problems are seen on the theatrical level, right? Like we saw how there was a time when everybody wanted to go see superhero movies, and now that doesn't exist anymore. And now there is an audience for superhero movies that comes in at what is it, about $80 million, right? Like it's sort of depressed. Like it has gone down, and there are the diehards that still exist. And everybody has sort of gone to their corners, and the market needs to even out.
That's what happened with Marvel this year. Only
Yeah.
the diehards went to see Captain America and Thunderbolts, and to a lesser extent Fantastic Four.
I think
Everyone else waited.
I think the thing that's going to make it interesting, and like the wrinkle in what you're proposing, and it's not as much of a wrinkle as maybe I would dress it up to seem, right? But the wrinkle in what you're proposing is the Sinners, Spielberg alien movie, Christopher Nolan effect of the whole thing, right?
Those guys are going to
Those guys are just going to be event cinema the same way Doomsday is event cinema. But like that's, I think your definition needs to like broaden a little bit more for what's going to be in the. But I agree with you. I think by and large, right? That like
there's going to be pushback though. Like if Jordan Peele wants to open a movie in theaters,
where those margins settle, I think is the issue. Like that's really where the fight's going to be.
But my bottom line is, I would rather have someone give Jordan Peele the money to make whatever movie Jordan Peele wants to make. If I don't get to see it in the theater, I don't care, because a good movie is a good movie. And this harping on it's only a good movie if it's in a theater, I don't buy that for 1 second.
No, I don't think it's only a good movie if it's in a theater. I think that's totally reasonable. Bruno surfaced to us in the group chat that quote from Dream Train Man, or whatever his name, was it
Cameron
Kinnaman? No, who was it? That was one of the generic looking middle-aged boys was talking about how James Cameron shouldn't be out here griping about.
Joel Edgerton was the
Joel Edgerton, not Joel Kinnaman.
Yeah. He's being a pragmatist.
He was the lead character.
Yeah.
Green Knight.
I'm not here to say that you're not a real movie if you're not in theaters. I think that what I really appreciate about a lot of movies is that they are heists played on some of the biggest companies in America, where some sort of like showman type comes, a James Cameron, if you will, comes in and writes the letter S on the end of the word alien. And suddenly a company gets so excited that they give him $500 million. And then and part of that package is, and also we're going to shut down some of the biggest buildings in America. And the only thing they're going to be doing is showing your movie. And that's a boon that artists used to win in this country when they had an idea like this. And that boon is being taken away. And that's what I feel is lost.
I don't agree with that, because if the studios own the theater, then the entire theater is going to be playing that movie on every screen, just like what you're describing. So how is that taking away anything?
No, there's an investment that used to be there that is not there anymore. The ownership of the theater proves that, right? Like the entire sure, but this is a sample size of, by and large, life getting worse for consumers, and this is a way that's happening. Like options, anytime options are taken away from people, it is getting worse. I'm not trying to say that movie theaters are the last bastion of civilization, and when we lose them, all hope for the arts are lost. I am saying that companies in this country have, especially since the pandemic, taken every opportunity to sort of swindle people out of any joy that once existed in the world. And part of that, in a very small... Oh, absolutely, it's true.
No, I'm saying I agree with that. Saying I agree with that. I just don't think it's applicable to what we're talking about here.
I think this is
the choices are not being taken.
Shredded lettuce on a cheeseburger. They both suck now, and they used to be good. And I don't know why they have to suck now.
I don't think it's taking any choice away from anyone. The movies are still there. If you wanted to watch it in a theater, I suppose that's the choice being taken away from you. But again, the narrative that seeing a movie in a theater automatically makes it a better, more religious, communal group experience, I don't buy for 1 second.
Sure.
And I think the people that die on that hill never seem to understand how limited releases work, and how I have to wait 2, 3, 4 weeks, if not longer, to see.
Yeah, well, I agree with the fact that there are a lot of people in LA and New York that have a different theatrical experience than most human beings. I agree with that. I'm talking about the role of movie theaters, not any particular movie going to a movie theater.
Yeah, I get you.
I mean, I do think more on a case-by-case basis. Some movies do sort of end up being more of an event.
The one I saw the other night, I'm glad I saw in a theater, but that's more to do with the fact that if I was watching a 3.5 hour movie at home, I would not have had the same attention span to do that.
Exactly.
So the theater is great just for the focus of it, not for all the other communal bullshit.
That is one of the things that I always come back to when it comes to these movies is the level of commitment to it and the level of attention to it. Because I didn't for example, I think objectively, Killers of the Flower Moon is a great movie. I like it one bit because I watched it at home, stopping every 20 minutes to do this or
Right.
to do that or to do this. If I had actually like sat down and watched it in the theater, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more.
But
And-
devil's advocate there is where, again, the same way that I'm saying, where is the responsibility on theaters to prop themselves up as opposed to groveling to us to keep them in business? I would put the same responsibility on the consumer and say, where is,
No,
I
but
know it's
that-
hard, but set aside the time. Put the kids to bed. Get in front of the TV for 2-3 hours. Make your popcorn, whatever. I know you have to pause for the
but
bathroom.
now this is stupid. Now you're actually lecturing. Now you have an inconsistent argument. Because what I would love to do, I would love to set aside the time. I would love to put the kids in bed and have the babysitter come and go to the big building where they yell at me if I get my phone out. That's an accountability system I'm putting on myself. And now you're saying, actually, no, that's not available. What you have to, the only way that you have to do it is you have to be disciplined in your movie consumption. No, I want to go to the big house where they don't let me take my phone in. That's how I'm going to do it good.
But then what about with TV shows? Remember when Game of Thrones came out and everyone was complaining that they couldn't watch the Night's March or Night Watch or whatever because it was all dark, but everyone's watching it on their phone or their iPad in the metro on their way to work.
Well, yes.
Sit down and watch it on a real TV with a decent sound system, and you'll have a good time with it.
The sound system and the subtitles are all this. Yes, all of.
Imagine missing like something, like anything happens, like while you are watching this movie. Imagine explaining to that person that you missed it because you were sitting on your couch watching the movie at home versus you were sitting in a movie theater watching.
Yes,
I
think
understand.
The compelling part of a movie theater, I think, is that the film does not start and stop at your convenience.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know that I have ever made the argument that like, oh, it's to be with the fans. No, I don't want to be around other people. I want to be in the big room where the movie be loud, and that's just a better experience. But
I think for certain things, yeah, but for most things, again, I go back to examples like Gravity or even to some extent Avatar, where like you're so, or even Top Gun Maverick, where you're so overwhelmed by the sight and sound of it. It's an incredible experience, sure, but if you're looking for a movie, those don't hold up at home. They're just not as good because they're not that great of them. Like Gravity's not a good. Gravity's a screensaver. It's not a movie.
Oh,
Fair.
Sure.
If you need all those bells and whistles, then you haven't made a good movie. We saw Tenet in a very less than ideal conditions theatrically, Riley, right? I think we both still enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it a lot more at home.
Yeah, but I would have enjoyed it a lot more in the theater. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is you just.
Because I'm talking about a good movie being a good movie. You don't need theaters. Let them die. Kill them if you have to. I don't care.
Deepak and Sarandos, man. This is all it is. He's just trying to get those stock options. All right, when we get back,
Call me
pop
Ted.
culture recommendations.
I can be your PR guy, baby.
I don't know that you're delivering the lines he's looking for. I don't think that the company line right now is kill it.
I think if I said that to him, he'd nut.
Yeah, well, that is true. That's it. That's everything for this week of Nerdy Here Weekly. Thank you so much for listening. We want to remind you that you can get this show for the rest of the month at NIHF.com and starting next year at Nerdigo.com. So make sure you head over to both those sites and type your email in, and then you can just forget about all the rest of it. And now we're going to hit you with some pop culture recommendations. These are things we've been watching, reading, eating, playing, or listening to this week that we've enjoyed recently, and we think you'll like too. And this week, I want to start with Jackson.
With me, yeah, sure. So I was just talking about the Game Awards. One game that is not featured on the Game Awards that literally just came out is Bits and Bops. If you are a Rhythm Heaven or just general rhythm game fan, I think you'll like this one. In the wait for the next Rhythm Heaven game, it's got a lot of cute little rhythm-based mini games. It's becoming its own genre as more people become nostalgic for these games, and I think these ones are pretty good. They got cute art. Some of them have some real unique ideas. I'd recommend them. I'm not done with all of them yet, but I've been enjoying it.
Feedback?
I saw the movie Dhurandhar a few days ago. It's an Indian movie. It is the first of 2 parts. The second one's coming out in March. It is loosely, apparently, based on true story of Indian intelligences called Operation Dhurandhar, which was their long-term mission to put undercover agents inside Pakistan's underworld, because apparently a lot of the terrorism that happens from Pakistan is largely grassrooted from the criminal underworld and then kind of works its way up to like the head of the army and things like that. Insanely good movie, incredibly good action, super duper violent. 3.5 hours flies by. Not too many like musical numbers, but the ones that are there are actually pretty well done. Really great cast. I would recommend anyone go see it. It's my favorite movie of the year, including Sinners, One Battle, Thunderbolts, everything. This is the best.
Bruno?
Yeah, another doubleheader movie recommendation this week. First things first, last weekend, me and Holly went to the movies to watch Eternity, A24's latest release, starring Elizabeth Olsen, Miles Teller, and the latest frontrunner to be playing James Bond, Callum Turner. And I honestly had a lot of fun watching this. It's the story, as the story goes, a couple like in their 80s or 90s die rather close to each other, and they both end up at like sort of like a train station type of afterlife where they are supposed to individually select their afterlife eternity, and the obviously they were planning to like select it together until Elizabeth Olsen's first love, who died in one of the great wars of our history. It happens to be at this train station, having selected his eternity, and has been waiting for her this whole time, unbeknownst that she has been married. So it is just a fun little rom-com from A24 that I think they do spend some time trying to explore the like mythos behind like the afterlife station as a whole and like the inner workings of it, which I think would have been a lot more fun to explore, but they did focus a lot more on the romantic comedy of it, which kept it from being too heady and just made it a really fun ride for everyone involved. I think all of the performances were great, especially Teller and Turner. I think Elizabeth Olsen also did a fantastic job. There was a couple of side characters that I am blanking now on the actors playing them. Davine Joy Randolph from The Holdovers was also among the supporting cast, and I really enjoyed her. But yeah, just go watch Eternity if you have a chance, or wait for it to come up on streaming. Speaking of streaming, I did also watch Train Dreams, which I do also just want to touch on. Is one of my new favorite movies of the year. I do wish I had seen it in theaters, just because of how great the cinematography is. It would have been something interesting to see, especially in IMAX. It would have been something fun to see in Dolby Digital, because I do think the sound design is a great detail as well. Joel Edgerton does an all-time great performance. So yeah, whenever you have a chance, that is on Netflix for anyone who wants to see it. Train.
I should probably plug some stuff for content reasons. Also on Netflix, whenever you're hearing this, Wake Up Dead Man, a film that I reviewed on our website, nihf.com, with the great KB. Check that out. Also, I've been watching Miami Vice. Next year, you very listener, can pay money to hear Deepak and I, behind the paywall, recap the entire series of Miami Vice, starting with the first episode and going all the way to the movie that Michael Mann made with Jamie Foxx and Colin Farrell. So get excited for that. But really the thing that is closest to my heart that I do really, well, I could also say I've been playing the Miles Morales Spider-Man game, a Christmas video game for the holiday time. What a fun time. But the thing that's closest to my heart that I do want to plug is a indie game from one of the co-creators of Last of Us, director Bruce Straley. He has set up a new studio, and they are putting out a game called Coven and the Chickenfoot, which is a great game about an old lady witch and a transforming monster. More information to come about it soon, but it is, and let's be clear about this, the thing I'm most excited about, and no one else is. Just wanted to get that out there now. This has been Nerdy Here Weekly. Thank you so much for listening. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe to this show. We will take them all up until the end, baby. Also, you can find us at nihf.com, where you can type in your email address and get more great stuff, or head over to youtube.com/@nerdherefirst, where you can do the same. We also would like to thank Purple Planet for our music. We'd like to thank Wiki Rascals for our logo and artwork. I'd like to thank Bruno Meneses for helping me produce this show, and I'd like to thank you for all the support that you have lent us over the many, many years that we have been here at Nerd Here First, and hope that you will continue to support us over on the Nerdigo side of things. Until then, we will see you there, and as always, don't forget to tune in next week to hear.